We begin in the United States, where President Donald Trump signed an executive order sanctioning the International Criminal Court, or the ICC, on Thursday. The commander-in-chief called the Hague illegitimate and accused the ICC of abusing its power. The executive order places financial and visa restrictions on individuals and their families who assist the ICC in investigating Americans and its allies. And now it also must be noted that the sanctions on the ICC come as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visits the United States. And the ICC has issued an arrest warrant for Netanyahu and accused Israel of committing war crimes in Gaza.
We also have Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting the capital. And as all of you know, he was here not that long ago. Israel is our closest ally in the Middle East. The last time that he was here, a number of Democrats, including Vice President Harris, boycotted his remarks in the House of Representatives. This time around, his visit follows a time when the Democrats here in the Senate basically, through their vote, gave legitimacy to an illegitimate court because they didn't want to defend Israel's right to defend itself or American citizens from the actions of the International Criminal Court, which is an illegitimate court.
Now, the United States is not a member of the ICC and has repeatedly rejected any jurisdiction by The Hague over American officials or its citizens. And the White House has also accused the ICC of trying to restrain Israel's right to self-defense by wanting to arrest a democratically elected prime minister.
The decision to issue an arrest warrant against me, the democratically elected prime minister of the State of Israel, and our former defense minister, was made by a rogue prosecutor who's trying to extricate himself from sexual harassment charges, and by biased judges who are motivated by anti-Semitic sentiments.
Now, the ICC is not the first international institution that President Donald Trump has gone after. In fact, since returning to office, the president has signed executive orders withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization, the United Nations Human Rights Council, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine, the United Nations Cultural Agency UNESCO, and the Paris Climate Accords for a second time.
So I've always felt that the UN has tremendous potential. It's not living up to that potential right now. It really isn't, hasn't for a long time. It has, there are great hopes for it, but it's not being well run, to be honest, and they're not doing the job. A lot of these conflicts that we're working on should be settled, or at least we should have some help in settling them. We never seem to get help. That should be the primary purpose of the UN, the United Nations. And again, it's got great potential, and based on the potential, we'll continue to go along with it, but they got to get their act together.
Now, Washington was the largest funder of the United Nations, the World Health Organization, and the Paris Climate Agreement, which helped in providing aid and relief in conflict zones and regions affected by natural disasters. Yet it's still anyone's guess how many more institutions the United States will exit under the Trump administration.